Christos Anesti, Christ is risen. This is Father Jonathan. I hope you're doing well. We want to continue today the new series that I introduced yesterday on the Beatitudes with the first Beatitude, which is, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." And this, the first of the Beatitudes, like all of the other Beatitudes, can really use some unpacking. Now, over the next few days, we will reflect on what poverty of spirit is, its implication in our daily life, and what it means when Christ says that the kingdom of heaven belongs to the poor in spirit. Today we begin by answering the questions, how can we understand the concept of poverty of spirit? What does Christ mean when he says it? And really, what is he talking about? Poverty of spirit, first and foremost, we have to know, doesn't equate with material poverty. Though, as we will see in a later video, it is connected to it. But to be poor in spirit is first and foremost to recognize and internalize the reality that we are ultimately dependent on God. Our life, our very being, are from God and sustained by God. It is about how we understand this relationship with God and what this relationship's priority is in our lives that we're concerned with when we talk about poverty of spirit. The challenge is, though, that we sometimes rebel against this reality, the reality of our own dependence on God. Now, this is not always malicious or even intentional, however. We like to see ourselves, though, as capable of, on our own. We're capable, and we like to see our successes as indications of our independence and self-sufficiency. If we thrive, it is because we have picked ourselves up by our bootstraps and forged our own paths. And in doing so, or thinking so, we forget that all comes from God. We have to be careful because autonomous, isolated individualism stands in contrast to authentic spiritual life. And in part, this all happens because of the culture we find ourselves in. We idealize the individual, the so-called self-made person. There is a you can do anything you can set your mind to attitude. Yes, we must be proactive, not passive in our own lives. Nevertheless, putting too much stock in our own potential can lead us to denigrate the reality of our own dependence on God. Because like Adam and Eve, who had borne the potential for deification, or union with God, within them, well, they tried to do so apart from God and fell as a result, damaging their relationships with God, each other, and the rest of creation in the process. Thus, poverty of spirit is also akin to having a wealth of humility. It does not mean simply thinking little of ourselves. Humility is an essential virtue in Christian life, and it is about recognizing the limits of our own personal reality. It's about knowing what we are capable of and what we are not, and thanking God for both. One of the beautiful things about not truly being self-sufficient as a human being is it means that built into our very nature is the need for community and relationality. Since we cannot do it on our own, we need the other to truly be ourselves. We are sustained by God essentially from all eternity by nature. He sustains us, who we are, and socially by our neighbor within history. We are dependent on our relationships to live authentically in accordance with our nature. Now, tomorrow, we'll explore the difference between a healthy and an unhealthy understanding of dependence and a deeper appreciation for the reality that all is gift. God bless you. We love you. We're here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Please send us an email, give us a call, leave a message on social media, write something in the comments section. Anything you need, we're here for you 24 hours a day. God bless you. Again, we love you. Christos Anesti, Christ is risen.